Hey, we're gonna start our first little instance. I guess I call it Wacky What If, Wacky What Happened. With a video that was in production and kind of never got finished. I can do this really quick because I gotta get ready for work soon. The Whacky Puppets video for Terrifer was meant to be a sequel to a video called The Piggy, where Grungus had a nightmare after watching a nondescript horror movie about a serial killer wearing a pig mask. And this time it's all the puppets watch the Terrifier movies for Terrifier 3, and Grungus has a nightmare about Art the Clown. I still have a lot of the footage I shot for that, so I may actually play it over the video, because the way I was trying to do it was to try to get the best audio quality. I had to record the dialogue, then have the puppets lip sync it. I still have to do that for Creepy Puppet Reads Creepypasta, So the idea would be that Grungus would fall asleep, and he would have a nightmare about Art the Clown, but I kind of based more a lot of it around how he acted in, the movie Art appeared in, and he was in all of the segments. And there's creepy scenes, like it's implied he lives in the videotape and he's able to do stuff. So the idea is Grungus would have his nightmare, Art was about to get him, and Grungus would quickly change channel on the TV, and then it would go into vignettes where Art was killing each of the characters, and it was done in some kind of TV parody, like one with a Three Stooges with Dennis and Boyd, but he's like really killing them. Switching over to, I did two for the Treyblowski puppet. One I realized I couldn't do because I just didn't have the skills to do it, which was going to be a parody of like a bad 90s anime dub where he was a samurai and he tries to do this dramatic jump, and Art literally just holds out a machete and he lands right on it, and he's like, I hope he only allows me a peaceful death. And then he would turn the machete like 360 degrees and slice upward, all in like an anime style. And I've realized my drawing style is really limited, and I did not have the money to try to commission somebody to do that. I still wanted to include the animation sequence, so that's why I did a whole thing in Adobe Animate where I did a parody of South Park with Little Bonehead, Mully, the pink fuzzy monster, and Todd. Art the Clown would show up in the South Park parody. He would kill Mully after a Respect My Authority reference. Then he would lean towards the two kids. And then Grungus would change the channel, and then it would be Kyle being killed by... Kyle would be killed by Art, and it would be done up as a parody of basically the Canadian South Park, a TV show called Kevin Spencer, where Kyle would be like, you can't really kill me, I'm already dead. And it would end with, I think the narrator said, Art the Clown got creative and submerged Kyle in a barrel full of acid, cartel style. Kyle felt pain for the first time since he died. Oh yeah, the actual other Treyblowski one was going to be like a little clay Treyblowski, and it would have been a whole parody of Mr. Bill, where he would just keep getting tortured. He's like, why won't I die? You need a nice, refreshing bath. And the twist at the end would be the clay was put into what he thought was a hot tub. It was actually a tub full of acetone, which just completely breaks what's left of the clay apart. Phantasmeeks would have been a parody of Dawson's Creek that I later rewrote into a parody of Riverdale, where she would just keep calling Art Chi. I don't think I ever came up with one from Ulissa. One for Earl was just a parody of Jones Barbecue and Foot Massage, where him and Art would be dancing, and then Art would just pull out a knife and start stabbing him. When Grungus changed the channel, he thought he saved Todd and Little Bonehead, but then they appear in a commercial for an Art the Clown action figure that ends with both of them being killed. And I think I started running out of ways for characters to be incorporated. So the last one was Grungus winning a Publisher's Killing House sweepstakes, and then Art shows up. And when I originally came up with this, the original ending I had was Grungus remembering another movie he watched, which was The Toxic Avenger. And I was going to make a Toxic Avenger puppet. I still am. And then the other one was, I remember Grungus talked about a movie called The Christmas Kittens, and they watched the Christmas Kittens trilogy before they watched the Terrifier movies, and the Christmas Kittens show up and save him. But one element was going to be that the piggy would show up and him and Art would get in a fight before the Christmas Kittens showed up. The Christmas Kittens would offer an olive branch, and then they would literally eat Art the Clown. And like the last shot is just the kittens standing around his hat after they ate him. And then the piggy runs away. When I originally did this poll years ago, it was what video should be the big parody. It was Terrifier 2, Sonic 3, Deadpool and Wolverine, and Beetlejuice 2. And so at the end, Grungus is like, I guess it's over. And then this Beetlejuice like dog toy walks like, when are we doing my parody? And then Grungus would wake up and it'd be like, Beetlejuice would be there. It's like, I had the weirdest dream. Like a callback to the end of Beetlejuice. Then it would wake up to Sonic the Hedgehog. And then it was supposed to zoom out to reveal the whole thing was me live streaming a Sonic game that's about Sonic falling asleep. And then it was going to zoom out a final time to my friend Isaac of Isaac and Friends reacting to it like it's a reaction video saying, I don't get it. I would still like to actually finish this or maybe redo it. It got a little difficult when I moved places and I had to actually take a lot of the set pieces down. And I lost the fog machine we filmed in too. Also, I had moved computers, so that means would mean reanimating the entire South Park sequence, the Kevin Spencer sequence. Stuff I just don't really have time or a place to do that in. I would still love to do some kind of video about Grungus having a nightmare about Art the Clown. At some point. And that's more or less what the Terrifier video would have been, how it went, and why it fell apart. I'm sorry it never really got finished. And I do hope you enjoyed listening to it and that you have a good rest of your day. I tried to incorporate as much of the footage I shot to play in the background of this as possible.